Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. Today we're looking at menus and options within DCS World Game. I've had this requested by loads of people, so I thought, right, let's just go and get it done. Now, I don't know all of this because I don't do a lot of single player stuff, but I'll go through everything that I know at least. Right, start the game up. Here is the main screen. So starting at the bottom are all of the different available modules and what state they're in. So for instance, there's the A10C and it's not in a beta or anything, so it's in its essential final state. If it is in colour, then you've got the module. If it's greyed out like Nevada, then you don't have the module, and you can cycle down that way. That's that. Next we've got the news icon. If we click on this little dude here, it comes up with the news tab. You can cycle backwards and forwards through previous news releases from Eagle Dynamics, usually sales, stuff like that, and if you want to link to it to a URL, click on link there. Okay, next we've got our menus at the top left here. First, the module manager. Usually if you've got problems with your modules or you need to install a new one or something like that, you'll click on the module manager here. Now this may be slightly different if you are a Steam user. I'm a non-Steam user, so this is at least how it looks from a non-Steam user's view. So I go in here, the first thing I'll get presented with is modules that I own, that I bought, but I haven't got installed because, well, in reality I've run out of hard disk space. So that's why I haven't got these, but if I wanted to I could tick them and go OK and that would install them, but we'll get rid of that for now. Next, special offers. If something's particularly cheap like this big 20, ooh, $7.50, wow, that's like cheaper than air, go buy that, hint hint, it's a really good plane as well. Then you've got special offers here. Modules are modules I believe that you have not got that you can buy, and I think I've got all of the modules now, so there's nothing there. So that's that. Available downloading content, other stuff that I haven't got, like single player campaigns, and there's probably bucket loads of those, and you can buy them for $5 or whatever. And that's campaigns, and that's terrains, Nevada and Normandy and whatnot. Okay, installed. This shows all of the modules that you've got installed, who made them, if you've got them turned on or off, the serial number if you need to get it, and if you want to delete it, then you can remove the module. Again, campaigns, and again, terrains. Okay, let's come out of there. Next is options. This one's quite a big one, so sit back, get your tea and get comfortable. Options. A lot of people want to see what options I use. I have no idea why, but there we go. So we bring up options. We do fill in the system here. So as far as I'm aware, this is kind of like graphic settings and stuff like that. Now, I don't really know a lot about graphics. I'm not a computer guy, as you've probably realised by now, but there are my graphic settings. I just put them essentially on the default high mode. So it looks pretty good, but it's not super ramped up. So it still runs at a fairly decent rate. If you have problems, especially if you're a video maker, I find you want to put your preload radius quite far down, your tree visibility quite low down. Otherwise, you tend to mess up your JPEG compression. So I put these down quite low. Other than that, that's my settings, all pretty standard. Nothing really to talk about there. Ooh, rain droplets, that's new. I'm going to try that out. Okay, that's that. And you've got presets here: low, medium, high, or VR. Next, controls. Now, all of the available aircraft, I've done tutorials to show you how to set the basic controls for each aeroplane, so you can go and see how you do it there. But as a very rough idea, up here you can choose which plane you want to set your controls for. Here is the category within the plane that you want to single out the controls for. Here are the control actions. This column is the category they belong to. Here is your keyboard binding, your thrust stick left HOTAS binding, whoops, and your control stick right HOTAS binding, and you would have your foot pedals here if you have foot pedals. Not much to say about that. There's extra buttons and stuff like that, but you can see them on the proper tutorials that I've done. You can also save these profiles. A lot of people ask me for my profiles so they can just install them. So what I did is I saved each one of them. I've got them on they're on our Discord page, all freely available on our Discord server. Come and get them and use mine if you want, but remember they'll only work if you've got the same stick as me and X56 Cytec. Okay, that's that. Next, gameplay. General game options, so we'll blast through them. Difficulty. Game flight mode, so this makes it kind of an arcade type experience. I've never tried it, so I don't know really what it does, but that's that. Radio assists, never tried it, so I don't know, sorry. Tooltips, they should actually be turned on. I don't know if it was turned off, but if you hover over a control in your high fidelity aircraft, it will then say in a text box what that control is. Very useful to have that on. Permit crash receiver or something, recover, no idea. Easy communication. If you don't want to have to use the radios properly, like we do, then you can put easy communication on, and then you don't have to use the radio properly. You can just press the comms menu and talk to anything really, a air-to-air refueler, a aircraft carrier, an ATC, whatever. So that's up to you if you want easy communication on or not. Padlock, no idea. Unlimited fuel, unlimited weapons. If you want to be immortal. Allied flight reports, no idea, sorry. Cockpit visual recon mode, no idea, sorry. Labels, if you want labels on. So if you struggle to... I had this, when I started DCS, I started with labels on. So if there's a tiny little aircraft, a little dot in the middle of your screen somewhere, and you've no idea what it is, put labels on, and it will tell you this is an F-15, it is hostile, and whatnot. It's a good thing to start with. F10 view options. F10 is the map, the basic map. You can have it so it's a map only with no aircraft, just my aircraft. Fog of war, which is like you can see the bad guys only when they're illuminated by radar. Allies only, that's our standard default, or all, you can see absolutely everything anytime wherever you are. Next we've got mini HUD. Don't know what that is, sorry. Mirrors, you can turn your mirrors on so you can, obviously they're mirrors, but they make your computer run slow if you've got a computer like mine. Hides the stick if you don't want the control stick to be seen, so you can help see through it. And F10 map user marks allows other players to put map user marks on the F10 menu. You need to have that turned on if you want to use the new vegan waypoint map marks. Next, editor icon style. You can either have NATO or Russia. I think that is how the icons appear on the F10 map, whether it's NATO style or Russian style. Russian style is actually a lot better, but I'm just used to NATO. Avionics language, English. Know why you'd have a difference. Anyway, whatever. Units, whether you want imperial, feet, knots, or metric meters, kilometers per hour. GFX, simulation or game or none. I've only ever been simulation, so I can't tell you what the others like. Birds, whether you want bird strikes on. Lots of bird strikes, some bird strikes, no bird strikes. None for me, thank you very much. It's a massive pain in the butt when you're doing multiplayer missions. Use these options for all missions, and you've got a preset here, simulation or game. Okay, next, MISC. Are players allowed to have external views? Yes. Can spectators, i.e. non-players, have external views? Yes. F5, nearest aircraft view. I don't really know what that is. I've never used F5 before. F10, AWACS view. I think that means can you use the F10 map? Yes, you can. Can you use the F11 free camera? Yes, you can. Head movement by G-forces in cockpit. So if your head sways slightly in the G-forces, yes, you definitely want that on. It's cool. Force feedback, whether your stick fights you or not. And yes, you want that on, I guess. I don't know. I don't have it. Synchronized cockpit controls with HOTAS controls at start of mission. No idea what that means. Sounds quite good. Anyone knows, let me know. Random system failures. Unless you're a madman, leave that off, I suggest. User snap view settings. Don't know, sorry. Show pilot body and cockpit when available. Yep, and you can turn it off with right shift and P, I believe, to get rid of it. If you need to see behind the body, track our external views. Yep, it just makes things a little bit easier on external view. Chat window at the start, whether you want to see the chat or whether you want it defaulted to off. You can always turn it back on with the tab key. Auto login, whether you want the game to auto login at the beginning. I'm assuming that means collect statistics. Don't know, sorry. Coordinate display, whether you want it lat long decimal, MGRS or metric. So lat long just seems to be universally the most accepted, so that's what we do. F2 viewing effects. So when you're in an F2 view, which is like an external camera view, do you want the plane to float left or right? Do you want the plane to shake, or do you want it to be perfectly still? Floating is the best. Theme, what do you want as your theme? I'm going to have a yak. That's the background picture and music of your basic DCS. Overlays, game, avionics mode. Sorry, don't know. Control indicator bar. Indicator. I think that shows you that in a little indicator where your joystick and rudder pedals and stuff like that are moving at the bottom left or bottom right of the screen, I believe. Cockpit status bar. Sorry, don't know. Real-time bomb damage assistance. That's a new thing, I believe. It's pretty cool. It tells you in a little text bubble if you've hit something or damaged it or whatnot. I found that quite cool. Audio, quite important one. This is volume, always to 100%. GRU, always to 100%. World, always to 100%. In cockpit, depends what you're doing. If you're making a tutorial, make it 30%. If you're doing a video of some kind, non-tutorial, so like an action video, make it 80%. If you're just flying around and not making videos, 100%. I'm making tutorials at the moment, 30%. Helmet, this is like ATC talking to you, radio talking to you, stuff like that. Pisses me off at 100%, put it at 50%, I suggest. Or if you really don't want it, put it away. I want it a little bit. Music, obvious. Oh my god. Gayest music ever. Always 0%. Here, like in helmet, don't know. Sorry, G-breath effect. Obviously, that's what it is. Leave that on. Radio speech. So I guess that's whether the radio guy actually talks. And I didn't know you could turn it off. Oh, that's useful. So you could actually have helmet turned back on and have radio speech turned off. I will consider doing that. Subtitles, whether you want subtitles. External view, cockpit sounds and messages and radios. So if you're looking from an F2 or an F3 view, you'll still hear the cockpit sounds and the radio messages. Don't want that, it's a bit silly. So you can see so far DCS is really configurable. Special. Really important one. Special. Do not forget about it. Capto glove. Don't know what it is. Sounds awful. So let's see things that are useful. So I'm just going to blitz through these and find things that are useful. No. Yes. For instance, A10 here, INS default alignment. This cocks a lot of people's up. A lot of people go, in fact, I literally receive messages every day saying, I'm in my AV8B, the HUD is not complete. A lot of the symbology is not the same as your tutorials. Why? It's because they haven't aligned their INS. If you don't want to have to align your INS, get here and go pre-aligned. And that means as soon as you jump into an A10 in a AV8 in any condition, it will be aligned for you. And it's just something you'd have to worry about, because aligning an INS is just... life's just too short for it, so things like that can be changed there. Really important, these ones. Sorry, I don't know what the rest of them are, but yeah, just gives you an idea. With the Warbird, Spitfire, BF-109, other ones like that, you get takeoff assistance. I didn't actually know I had takeoff assistance on, but apparently I do. Takeoff assistance, I don't know what that actually means. Probably rudder or something, but okay, that's on. Aileron trim, rudder trim. You can have an auto rudder. I don't know what that does, but you can have it on. There is an important one here. I'm just trying to remember what it is. Camera, cruise, gun sight. This one here I think is quite important. Some users with their track AR can't use the gun sight properly, including me. So you can turn camera origin to gun sight, and that helps you. It kind of locks your frame into the camera into the gun sight, and that helps you use it. Otherwise you literally can't. This is why I never fly the BF-109, because I can't use the gun sight because of my track IR. So it's just something there. I haven't investigated it fully, but that's a thing. Let's keep going down. C101, and a lot of planes you can have their cockpits from whatever their default is into English, which is cool. I've just been going through them. There's lots of useful ones, but no majorly important ones I've seen so far really. F18, quite an important one here. Afterburner D10 always off. If you want to be able to use your afterburner without messing around with the D10, it's just, you will want that. L39, another English cockpit, really helps with the L39 because it's fully Russian. It's a pain in the butt without it, so that is useful. F-Mirror 3000, really useful, and like the Harrier, you can have INS does not require alignment and disable gyro drift. So if you're flying in with these basic settings that I've got, you have to A, align your Mirage's INS before you take off, otherwise you can't navigate. And if you fly for more than, like, I don't know, half an hour, your gyros drift and your INS and your navigation becomes inaccurate. It's a massive pain in the butt. I think life's too short for it, so I would personally click them on, but for now I'm going to leave them off. But they are just things that you can do to help your experience if you want. MiG-21, remember this, you can have a realistic ASP for the IR missiles if you want. I prefer unrealistic. It makes it more arcadey, but you can have it more properly realistic here if you want. It's just really hard to use like that, that's all. MIA, I would definitely suggest English cockpit. Don't ever try it without it. It must be a nightmare. And you've got some various helpers there if you want them. Big 15. Oh, that should definitely be English. Oh, I can't believe I did that in Russian. Silly cat. And you can keep going through them, but I think I've shown the ones I wanted to show, the INS alignment issues, the F-18 thing, and just the other general ones to know about. So they're really important. Okay, VR, I don't have or use VR, so I'm not going to say, but there is VR. Okay, I'm going to press OK because I've changed something in there. And that's that. Right, sorry that took so long. Next, you can use offline mode so it doesn't use the internet. Next, you can log out if you don't want to be logged in as me. Okay, so next we go on the right menus. Instant action. Pew. So if you get to choose your aircraft that you have here. Let's say I want to fly an AV8B today. I want to fly on the Persian Gulf because that's the map that I have. Oh, there's none. Scratch that. Let's try Kristen Eagle. Scratch that. Let's try F-18. There we go. I want an F-18, I want to be on Persian Gulf, and here are the different instant action missions that I can fly. You literally, there's no briefing, nothing, you just click on it, and you're in, and you're fighting, doing whatever, the relevant thing is free flight, carrier takeoff, air-to-air refueling, defensive systems, whatever. So that's that. Next, create fast mission. I've never used this, but it looks pretty good from what I've had a look. So I want to create a really fast mission, then I want to fly in a Spitfire from, whatever, oh, this is the actual country you can be, so yeah, I'm going to be Ukraine, whatever. I want to start from a runway. I want it to be medium difficulty. I want it to be in the Caucasus. I want it to be full. I want it to be stormy. I want it to be random start time. Or if I want a little more control over that, let's go to advanced mode. We've got all of my settings I've put in there, but now I'm on the blue, so I want the reds to have maximum amount of red planes, maximum amount of red fighter planes, maximum amount of red helicopters, and a scattering of those things there. And I want to have some friendly attack planes, and I want to have a couple of wingmen to help me, and I want to start at Batumi down there. Click that there. Generate mission. Stand by when it does that. Please don't crash. Hey, and it's worked. And we've got our mission here. Here is our overview, what we've got to do, data, and our various briefing, all of our wind and stuff like that, and our frequencies and stuff like that. So you can then press fly, go in and fly. If you ever want to see the briefing at any point while you're in game, which is really useful, left, alt, and B, bravo, will allow you to see that briefing again. That's that. And I can go in and edit the mission again, but yep, cool. So it doesn't save a mission as far as I'm aware. It just has this one off, if you like, this bespoke mission you can create, fly, and that's the end of it. Cancel. That's that. Next, we want mission. I've forgotten what this is, so let's have a look. Oh, I know. So first of all, we get my missions. These are my missions that I've created. They are stored in, let me have a look, C drive, username, saved games, DCS, missions. Here, hundreds of missions I've done over the last 3 years. Hunter General, Ecuador, Peru, Crimea, Cobalt, Cataluna, Cancer, all the different campaigns I've done. Okay, next is missions, bespoke missions made by ED, or, not us, basically, for different planes. F5, I can do an air-based defense, an AWACS hunt, destroying ships, and I get a mini briefing here. So I want to go in F5, I want to do destroying enemy ships, and I want to go OK. I click OK, and as I go in to enter it, I'll get the briefing up again, and if I need more information on the briefing during the flight, left, Alt, and B again. Simple as that. Okay. Next, campaign. I've never done a campaign before, but I'm sure they're very cool. If you want to do single player, I only do multiplayer myself. So my campaigns, there are 0 because I've not made any. A10C, so you click on your module here, click on A10C or whatever you want to choose, and here are your campaigns. Inactive because I haven't started them. If I were to click on a campaign, I don't know, that one there, Sturmovik, and then I would have my progress written down here, an overview here, and you can start the campaign and restart it, and or carry on from where you left off and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't do campaigns, so I can't offer any more advice other than to say they're there and available. Okay, cancel that. Next is multiplayer. Now, I know lots about this. Now I've got a full video just on using this multiplayer and how to get into various servers, which server to choose and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go into anything, but here is the multiplayer. Go and watch that vid in the Educational General playlist if you want. Exit. Logbook. Never used it, but I'm sure it's very good. General. So I'm a new pilot. I guess my name is new call sign at the moment. I can change that to say Super Cap. So I'm Super Cap. I won those medals, whatever they mean, and I've done this much flight time. I've flown for 50 hours in that amount of daytime, that amount of landings, that amount of ejections. That's worrying. And all my score. I've got a score apparently. Oh, 98 deaths. Sounds about right, doesn't it? And then if you want to click on your specifics, Aegis Vegan, I've flown it for 3.3 hours. I've killed 5 things with it. I've died 13. God, this isn't looking good, is it? I've done 91 air-to-ground friendly kills, apparently. So, yeah, turns out Super Cap isn't a very good pilot. But I've got medals, so that's all we care about. That's that. Nothing else to say because I've never used it. But, and I can create a new pilot there or delete a new pilot there. Okay, cancel that. That was Logbook Encyclopedia. Just discovered this existed. Best thing ever. You can learn about stuff. I wish I knew about this before. It would save me of making about 20 videos. Sorry, about 200 videos and about 200 video mistakes as well. It's got all the stuff here written about the aircraft. That's so cool. Better than Wikipedia and everything. And I don't know. I want to know about a Christian Eagle 2. All this cool gumph it's got. Yeah, so really good. And you can do other stuff. Look, I can have, I don't know, what's that? It's a weapon. I can have a, I don't know, whatever that is. Good lord, what's that? Thunder Chunky. Stuff, I never, Cornet. Never knew this stuff existed. And all this stuff, ED have written about it. Really good stuff. So yeah, there's that. That's cool. I'll make use of that, and you should too. Next, training. Never used it, but I'm sure it's very good. So I want to train in my F-18. And here are the different training missions I can do. I want to do instrument approach. Ooh, this is actually really useful. I wish I should have used some of these when making the videos. Instrument approach, airfield landing. In fact, what the hell is that? Must be using TACANs, all I can think. Interesting. Carrier taxiing and take off air to air with the machine gun or whatever, and click start, and that will go and run your training mission. So that's pretty cool, and it gives you a little briefing here of what to do. That's that. Replay is a really cool function. Whenever you run a mission, then it leaves an imprint, a record of it, and you can go and play that back later and use cool external views and stuff like that. They are in, let me just have a look, they are in C drive, users, username, saved games, DCS, tracks, and if you want multiplayer, then you go into multiplayer. And I've only got multiplayer ones, obviously. Okay, so that's all pretty cool. I've done a video on using tracks and how to make videos from them and stuff like that. The educational general section, so go and have a look at that if you want to do that. That's all I've got to say on that. Next, mission editor. I'm going to be doing a series of tutorials on this soon, or trying to get someone else to do them maybe. This is how you make an in-depth mission with full control over all of the mission parameters. So I'm not going to go over it now, but here it is, and you can use all these icons to make your mission. So we'll get that done as soon as we can. Exit. Nope. And finally, campaign builder. This allows you to build a campaign out of mission files. So if I created 10 missions in the mission editor, I could then import them into here and create a single player campaign from them. Never done it, so no useful advice. I will do it at some point when I get the time. But that's where that's kept. And we've got the exit button, and don't forget the all-important version down at the bottom right here. Like a lot of games nowadays, DCS is a constantly evolving entity. You'll often find yourself, especially on open beta multiplayers, having version conflicts. So here's where you get your version number from. That's a brief overview of the options and the menus from here, the main menu. Now, the only thing I quickly want to show as well is that we also have menus and options from inside the actual game. So let me just jump into instant action and I don't know, whatever, that. So we're in game now, and we can press escape, and we've got options here. We can resume, we can double check the briefing, we can adjust our controls. This is important. We couldn't used to do this in DCS, but in DCS we can now adjust the controls once we're in the game, and it was a nightmare before, and it's bloody useful now. We can also change some of the options, not all of them, but some of them. From the system, we can change these options here, so most of what I call the graphics settings. And we can change all or most of the audio settings. We can quit to desktop, or we can quit back to the main menu. Right, so that's that overview done. I hope that helps, and see you later.